Hey everybody, I'm Ariel Kristen Caston.
And I'm Jonathan Laura Palmer Strickland.
Welcome to the Large Nerdron Collider. Here we take some of the geekiest things we love and we mix them up Broadway style.
Yeah, and I thought I'd bring something particularly special to the table this week. It is one of my favorite films. I've seen it more than a dozen times. I even own a copy of this movie, and yet will still watch it if it happens to come on television.
That's pretty cool. I picked a really awesome subject too. It's something I'm super nostalgic about. So I think if we take our two ideas and we mix them together, we're gonna have a really great episode. So on the count of three, we should say our ideas together. 1, 2, 3.
Jaws.
1980s sitcoms.
1980s sitcoms?
Well, I threw in one from the 1990s too for good measure.
Wait, you want to mix 1980s sitcoms with what is arguably the greatest movie ever made?
Come on now, Jonathan. No judgment. Geek love.
Right. You're right. I agreed to that when we decided to make this show. I mean, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both.
And you learn a very valuable lesson.
Jaws is based off a 1974 novel by Peter Benchley, and it's about a great white shark that's chomping on tourists just off the coast of a little town called Amity. It's almost as terrifying as whatever's happening to me right now. Well, anyway, that novel was pretty awful. But the 1975 film, directed by Steven Spielberg, is a totally different story. Now, Spielberg ran into a lot of problems while trying to make this movie, including issues with his shark rigs, most notably Bruce, the shark rig named after Spielberg's lawyer. Well, this meant that Spielberg had to rethink the composition of a lot of his shots and make the shark be hidden rather than seen. This really made the movie more effective, and you could argue it made it into a better film. It became one of the first blockbuster films of all time, so not only do we thank it for being an awesome movie, we can also thank it for the summer movie blockbuster season.
Meanwhile, sitcoms of the 1980s and sometimes the 70s and 90s were a special breed. Sometimes they were a very special breed when they tried to tackle difficult or controversial topics. This would drastically change the tone of the show from its normal lighthearted or silly nature into something weirdly serious. Sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. So for every episode of Facts of Life where you've got them teaching you a valuable lesson about coming to people with your problems, you've got unintentionally hilarious attempts of trying to wedge important issues into episodes of Punky Brewster.
So let's find out what happens when we combine very special episodes with the greatest movie ever made. In the first episode of Season 3 of Facts of Life, called Growing Pains, we learn a very important lesson from Tootie about being the youngest and drinking.
You know, I'm a teenager now. I mean, I may not be as teen as you guys, but at least I got a foot in the door. But you guys keep slamming it on me.
Arrgh!
In Saved by the Bell, Jesse deals with the serious issue of caffeine addiction.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
Nom, 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 nom.
In Punky Brewster, we learn the dangers of abandoned refrigerators and the children stupid enough not to lock themselves in. Shark attacker! That was oddly satisfying.
Yeah, I know. I've always thought that young people would have a lot less drama and silly problems if they were corrected via shark.
Yeah, Wait, what?
I mean, think about it. If you had the choice between complaining that you weren't pretty enough and being mauled by a shark, or getting over it and not being mauled by a shark, what would you choose?
Fair play. Though I should point out, we are not the first people to combine sitcom and shark attack.
No, the first instance was in 1977 with Happy Days, although it was much happier. They literally had Fonzie jump a shark.
Hey!
Visionaries.
And hey, maybe now we've jumped the shark, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with all your friends.
Oh, and don't forget to put in the comments below any mashups you'd like to see in future episodes.
Ooh, like professional wrestling and Looney Tunes. Can you smell what Porky Pig is cooking?
See you next time.